6 assists in all competitions. Luka played 32 games in the Bundesliga this season and had an average rating of 7.0. He was also named as the man of the match 4 times. So what makes him so good? Luka's style of play is pretty simple to be performed, but quite hard to defend against. Jovic always positions himself between the center backs of the opposition and depends on his outstanding positioning awareness. Talking about Hazard, Real Madrid signed Eden Hazard for around 150 million euros. The Belgian is one of the best players in the world, and is what every Real Madrid fan would love to see him playing for their club. Hazard scored 16 goals in the Premier League last season and assisted 15. The 28 years old also scored 2 goals in the Europa League. His performances allowed him to finish the season with 28 goals and 19 assists in all competitions. Hazard played 37 games in the Premier League this season and had an average rating of 7.8. He was also named as man of the match 14 times. So how do these players perfectly fit together? We all know how Hazard found playing alongside Giroud in Chelsea way easier than Morata. Some stats in September 2018 showed that Hazard scored 9 goals when playing with Giroud during 990 minutes. On the other hand, he scored only 1 goal in 660 minutes without Giroud. The stats also compared how both players affect Hazard. Out of 153 minutes played with Hazard, Giroud created 4 chances to Hazard, who scored 2 of them. While out 154 minutes of playing with Hazard, Morata created 0 chances to Hazard. So what makes Giroud's style too important for Hazard? This is simply because Giroud stays in the number 9 position only and plays as the target man, without moving to the wings. This helped Hazard to link up with him with many 1-2 passes while building the attack, as Hazard started to play as a false 9 during the past seasons with Chelsea. This helps Chelsea to play a long pass from the defenders directly to Hazard and Giroud, who link with each other while moving towards the goal. Jovic does the exact same role that Giroud was playing with Hazard, but Jovic performs it even better. Keep in mind that you can't compare the styles of both players, as they are different. But when talking about what Hazard needs for assistance, both of them do the job. As we will see later from the example, Jovic always positions himself between the center backs and his awareness allows him to find spaces always inside the box, so being in such position, linking up with Hazard could not be easier, as Jovic is already used to what Real Madrid would probably do next season. Jovic was always getting his balls either from the sides or by through balls in Frankfurt, so it will depend on how Zidane will set the tactics. It will also give Real Madrid options to change the tactics in game. So in order to get the best out of Hazard, you need a target man that can be positioned perfectly inside the box and who can also serve Hazard outside the box with 1-2 passes. Jovic did this role with Frankfurt, but in my opinion, Zidane will concentrate on the finishing part of Jovic and leave the midfield linking of Hazard with other players, as Real Madrid's midfield is way better than Chelsea's. Jovic has 2 main strengths: positioning awareness and movement, and first touch finishes. Now let's see some examples from Jovic goals to get his playing style. Before the ball was played, he realizes that the opposition is blocking the spaces inside the box, so he stays outside. And then he was able to get the ball back after the keeper's save to be in this position and scores with his first touch. The exact opposite situation here. Jovic realizes that one center back is far and takes advantage of his positioning behind him to be onside. Again, one touch, but this one was a special one. The same thing, he moves out to be unmarked and scores with his first touch. His positioning awareness allows him to stop in these scenarios to get the ball in space and leave his marker. That's why Jovic is better than Giroud at this part in my opinion. Finishing from many situations with different techniques. Here, he receives the ball, turns around, takes his first touch and scores with his second touch. Notice how he stops suddenly when he is in the perfect position to score, which stops the defenders from being able to follow him as he is looking at the ball. Again, one touch finish. So now, after getting how Jovic plays, there are two things to expect from this duo. In all situations, Jovic will be a traditional number 9, but Zidane might choose to play Hazard as a false 9 if he decides to play two other wings. I think that Zidane will stick to the 4-3-3. So if Hazard is not a false 9, he will play on the left side. Then Zidane will definitely give special roles to the midfield, like linking with Hazard when he drops down, or playing direct through balls to Jovic. About which player do you want the next video to be about? Comment below. Thanks for watching.